Hello and welcome to my studio. So yesterday we had a sneak peek of these gorgeous stamps here. So I hope you enjoyed the story behind them as well. If you've not checked that out, please do check out the video. It will be in the description box below. But today we are actually going to be crafting with these. I have pulled out my journal, so let's just have a play. I am playing in my Diane Reevely journal. I have had this journal since about 2018. I can tell because I dated the first page I ever completed in it. And I only have 3 pages completed in this one. This has sort of become a little bit of a mop-up journal. So anytime I have spare paint or ink, I sort of clean it up in this journal, but I haven't completed many pages. So I have chosen one of these mop-up pages and decided to create a design with it today. So I'm adding a little bit of extra detail using the worker stamps from the Sitting Pretty and Flowers and Fluff collection to make my background. Now I'm going to stamp out the alpaca from the Sitting Pretty collection, add these gorgeous wings and the antennae, and this is to turn him into an alpaca bumblebee. Random, I know. If you have watched the video where I explain how I came up with the ideas for this collection, we were on holiday in Blairgowrie, it's where my in-laws stay, and when we went into the high street, the charity shop had this big alpaca in the window dressed up as a bumblebee. Well, this just completely suited my sense of whimsy, absolutely loved the idea, and I so wanted to design a bumblebee alpaca. Now that's quite niche and not everybody would maybe find a use for that, so I broke up the different elements so that if you wanted, like me, to make a bumblebee alpaca, you could, and if not, you've still just got gorgeous images that you can take in the direction that you want to take. So I have got some of the Dolly Dimples Mixed Media card. This is a great card for many different mediums and perfect for your pencils because there is a tooth. So when you're working with pencils, you want a tooth to the page. This is going to be able to help you to build up your blends. I started off really lightly. I was holding the pencil further back and just sort of blocking down the colours that I wanted. I'm now in the second stage of colouring where I'm sort of using my mid to heavy pressure just to finalise all of those details. Now I'm working on the lighter details first. That is because that you quite often end up with a bloom when you are sort of pushing down harder on the pencils. I am brushing that bloom away, but just in case I ended up with some black bits on the yellow that would cause a smudge, I left the black till last. I'm also sort of applying the black in a scribbly motion to create that sort of bumblebee furry look. Now that I've got my main image, I am just adding some more details to the background so I can really help to frame it. So I've put those little love hearts down, and now I'm sticking the little bumblebee alpaca front and centre of the page. I'm now using again some of the worker stamps. This is from the Flowers and Fluff collection, and I'm just building up a whole load of florals so it looks like our little bumblebee alpaca is nestled in, nestled in the flowers in the middle of a meadow, dreaming of honey. Something like that. So I've built up those, and now I'm using the little stamps that I used for antennae just to create more sort of whimsy, wispy, floral elements to the page. I'm using my Neo crayons just to create a little bit of shadow. In hindsight, I made a bit of a mistake using that blue because I made it look like he was sitting in a pond as opposed to in a meadow, so I've just switched it out for a green. I'm allowing the blue bits to dry while I add the shadow to the top of the image. I did try and sort of put a bit of green down, but it was still looking too blue, so I've gone over with my Prisma pencil, adding some scribbles just to sort of rectify that a little bit. I'm going to go in now with my black pen, add some doodles to frame the piece, and then finally I am just going to start to add some white splashes. So you'll see me covering the image there. Then I've got my white acrylic ink which I am splattering down, and I like that because we have the contrast of the black doodles with the white splashes, which really makes your colours pop on the page. And that's the first page all completed. So for this page we have another mop-up page that looks like some distress inks and yeah, a clean up of one of my stencils, I think. So this time I'm using the worker stamps from the Fluffy Hugs collection. We've got those gorgeous hearts. The good thing about the way these stamps work is we have the sort of silhouette,
So you could quickly get some colour down using a coloured ink, and then you can add the outline in black, so it saves you having to colour in lots of little elements, which is quite cool. Now I'm using the same sort of little love heart stamp just to build up a few areas, and I'm using the little sentiment pretty. I do this a lot. I love sentiment background stamps. I think text on a background just works really well, but you don't actually need these specialised text backgrounds. You can do it with any sentiment that you've got. Just repeat stamp it and you will build it up really easily. So now we have the standing llama there from the Flowers and Fluff collection, and the sitting llama that we have already seen. This is her in her llama form. I'm saying llama, they're actually alpacas, but you know, potato potato. So this is her in the alpaca form as opposed to a bumblebee. We have added a little moon, and again, just for that touch of whimsy, I am adding some floral elements to the moon, because why not? Why not have flowers on the moon? Works for me. So I'm just going to add those little bits in and then get all the little edges stuck down properly onto the page. Again, I have got my Neo crayons out and I'm just building up that blue so that we've got more of a sort of a sky look. It was kind of there anyway, but I just thought I would build it up so it looks far more like the sky, and then I'm just building shadows around the alpacas just for them to stand out. And I'm also getting some yellow. I love doing this when we've got something like the moon in an image, because we make it really glow. We make it look like the moonlight is shining on the objects, hence why I'm just putting a little bit of the yellow onto the alpacas themselves, so it's like they're really shining in the moonlight, and I just think it gives a really atmospheric look. Just to add to the levels of gorgeousness on this page, I have got a sparkle pen and I am adding little touches of sparkle to the alpacas, and now I am going in with my doodly border just to finish this page off. And that's that one all finished, and the two of them together.
So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found lots of inspiration in that, and I hope you're going to pull out your journals too and have a play in yours, because that's what it's all about, inspiring each other. If you do enjoy journaling, you might enjoy checking out some of these videos right here.